Taino for the first time. I'm here at the same time with Cacique Barracuti, Jorge Estevez, and Rene Perez. And this is pretty special. We're here at the exhibit at the Smithsonian right here in Bowling Green. And I just want to get their input on the exhibit. What does it benefit from the people to learn from this exhibit? And I want to open up with saying, in my opinion, the exhibit celebrates the acknowledgement of the Taino, the contribution to the modern society. The reality of the exhibit seeks the people with a learned curiosity to understand the Taino world. So with that being said, you guys created the article Origins of the Word Taino along with Kisa Joseph, the Kalinago linguist, and just give your thoughts.
Well, thanks a lot for putting me on the spot. Okay, so for me, this exhibit is one where I think that people could come here and basically see on the walls the legacy of the Caribbean. It's something that's never really been done before in this particular way. As you know, most Taino exhibits are always archaeological. They speak about an extinct culture, that's the narrative. Yet over here is one where you're getting a different story, one that actually speaks to the modern day people of the Caribbean, and it doesn't leave our ancestors out of our everyday lives. It shows you that there is descent, that there is a legacy, and that it belongs to all of us. So for me, it's been a pleasure and an honor working on this exhibit, but I want the people to know, people from the Caribbean to know that this exhibit is not something that I did, it's not something that Rene did, it's not something that anybody in particular did. This is an exhibit that belongs to all the people of the Caribbean. We all made this happen. Nobody can take credit for this. We all can take credit for this.
Yeah, I think this is something that you don't really see in other places. I think in the United States, right? In the States, this is the first big exhibit, right? Mm-hmm. And if you go to any exhibit, any museum, you go to the Museum of Arts, you don't see a lot of variety of Taino artifacts. You see a very little bit. You see like the vomit spatula, and that's really it. But here you see everything. You see his grandmother's passport. She has her nationality is Indio, right? Mm-hmm. Right here.
Color Indio.
Yeah, so you don't really see that. And you see how people from different parts of Puerto Rico, Cuba, Dominican Republic, people who still consider themselves Taino descent very strongly. Because, I remember a couple of years ago I went to do a little project to teach kids about Taino history. And this lady comes to me and she, security guard from the public school, and she says, what part of Mexico are you from? So that goes to tell you that there's not a lot of people who know much about Tainos, especially in the Caribbean. People only know much about Mexico and other places, not much being said about the Caribbean. So that's why it's good that George has been doing this for so many years, and he's been bringing awareness about our people, And that's what the article came about too, because there's a lot of misunderstanding of even the term Taino. So it was a pleasure to even work with him, and he did a lot of writing, but I did a lot of research, but it was great.
Yeah, to me, the pleasure was mine because when I first met Rene, I knew he was okay, I just didn't know that he was that good. And I tell you, there was times that I really wanted him to get off my back because it was like 24/7 bringing me more and more information. I couldn't write as fast as he could bring the information, but everything he brought me was solid, That's one of the things that I like about this particular team that we all have, is that, we go for the gusto, we go for the truth, We're not afraid to look behind doors, We're not afraid of the truth, whatever that truth may be. Because ultimately that's what we're all seeking, is the truth, It's not about being right or wrong, it's about the truth, our ancestral truth. So with that article, I think that it showed that there was more to the word Taino than what we were given credit for. It's more than just supposedly something that means good. It goes a lot deeper than that. and it shows about, it actually talks about the connection that all Arawakan people have across the, you know, South America. So that was an experience. I think eventually we'll have to revisit that. We are working on another article now on the word Hibaro, which should be just as tantalizing as the other one.
I think we have a lot to do. We have to do that one, and we have to do more research on the mythology of the Taino things, on the Taino people, right? Because there's a lot of
that's Peter Morta's forte. You know, you can't give up with Peter when it comes to that. And you know, we'll try to hang. We'll try to hang.
Yeah, we try. But yeah, that's what we was. It was just it's really a pleasure to work with him because he's very knowledgeable. So anybody who wants to come here, I always tell them go see George because he's the only one, in my opinion, in the New York City who was really deep and been doing it for so many years and very knowledgeable of the Taino people, our people. So come see him.